Hello peeps, it's Snow. I have a few pictures of the video to show, so let's go. This was Saturday night, the 16th, or Sunday morning, whichever you want to look at. You can barely see. This is a camera on the porch. And you can barely see it snowing. It was so pretty. It covered the ground. I think it's pretty when it's on the trees and the sun hits it. It's pretty. And I live in South Carolina, so getting this much snow is amazing. That never happens. But look how pretty. I think we got somewhere around 6 inches. I'm not sure. There's me. Onesies are the best for anything cold. They are so warm. You can't tell, but it's a wolf onesie. Got ears on top. I have a lot of wolf hats, so Mama wore one too. The snow just looks so fluffy. After we took a few pictures, we got on the side by side because my hand was freezing and wheelchairs don't go for snow that day. So this was a much easier choice. And I am in there, I promise. You can just barely see me. Maybe you can see my eyes.
She's so bundled. Hello. Are you warm? Okay. There was a heating blanket. I need to probably get the generator out. So her blanket can stay warm. It was warm. Thank you, Kathryn.
first time we got the stuff outside, when it snowed, it was definitely a lot better. I normally only go out onto the porch and maybe the driveway, but that's all my two will go. Otherwise, I get stuck. So this was much better. I actually got to ride around in it for a little bit until I got too cold anyway. I never really got cold though. I'm so short I sit behind the windshield so the wind wasn't hitting me too bad. It wasn't too bad cold, but that snow was still pretty cold.
Is that fun? See, she is in here. There she is. She's all bundled. Can you move any part of your body?
Yeah.
Can you breathe? Buckled in and got layers of blankets. That was a heating blanket. It stayed warm for a little while. It didn't? It was enough to warm your hands, wasn't it?
But they're not freezing.
Oh, okay. Okay. The sun's shining. It's shining, but it's not plugged in too good. That was a lot of fun. Did you have fun? Maybe we can do it again before it all melts. Maybe tomorrow. Okay. See you then. Bye. Kathryn getting all warm after being outside sledding. Well, she didn't
I didn't
sled.
sled.
No.
No.
I see your face now. There it is. She was so bundled.
Still in.
Yep. Got the heating blanket on now so she can get warm.
Snow's pretty, but it's too cold.
It is cold.
Why can't it do this in the summer?
Snow in the
I
summer.
need summer snow.
Summer snow?
That would be sand, wouldn't
No, yeah. Yeah. No, I don't think that would be called snow.
it? No, it wouldn't. It'd be nicer.
Yeah, well, I mean, the sun was shining out there. It just wasn't plugged in too good.
I thought it was funny. The storm was called Winter Storm Easy. And this is my dachshund, Easy. So Easy was playing out as Easy. But it was sad when it had just fallen and it was sick. She would walk outside and she would sink right into it. It was in her chest. She looked beautiful. But after we drove around for a while, she got to walking on tracks. So she didn't fall in the snow so much. She didn't even like it that much though. You can see her walking in the next clip. When her feet got cold. I'm gonna have to buy her some snow socks for next time.
Hey, Miss Easy. Hey, Easy Bear. Speak. Speak, girl. Say, oh, it's too cold. I'm ready to go inside. Hey, Missy. Hey, Missy. Hey, Missy. Y'all ready to go in? Well, come on. See, it's not too deep now. At least you can walk.
I still can't get over how much snow we got this year. I don't think we got any last year, so I guess this year was just doubled because of that. But it's Tuesday now, so we're going on 4 days with it, and it never lasts that long here. So that's amazing too. But I love this picture. Just the view and the snow and the trees. It was pretty. And then this picture was more focused on the sky. The moon was so pretty and the colors. I love looking at sunsets. They're so pretty. And then add the snow. It makes it even better. But I hope you all enjoyed these pictures. And if it snows again Friday, maybe I'll have more to share. But that's all I got for now. So I will see y'all next time.